This segment is sponsored by Dennis Goins of DennisGoins.com. I'm Lady Charmaine, and financial advisor Dennis Goins is back today with us to discuss studying the earnings test. I love this. I feel this is going to be some great information. So how you doing, Dennis?
I'm doing fine, Lady Charmaine. How are you?
Good. I never thought about studying the earnings test. And when I was reading about it, I'm like, oh my goodness, although I'm not at retirement age, but it was really good information because I know a lot of people who are retiring and are at retirement age and they have jobs. And so I thought this information was really good. So let's start this off today about studying the earnings test.
Thank you very much. This information is pretty much for people that are planning to retire at full and basically full retirement age, which is 66, and talk about filing and collecting their Social Security before 66, pretty much at 62. So more than 2.7 million jobs were created in 2014, which provides new opportunities for people of all ages. And this is good news, but what happens if you find a good job after you've already filed for Social Security and collect benefits? And many people may have heard of the Retirement Earnings Test, and they call it the RET, but it could reduce your benefits. Although this shouldn't stop you from taking the right job, but it is important to understand that this provision before you receive your first paycheck from your job. So when you're planning to work during retirement, pretty much after you have collected your Social Security, this is important to know. And there's some key provisions of the RET, or the Retirement Earnings Test, that's very important for the listeners. The RET applies only if you are working and receiving Social Security benefits before reaching full retirement age, and that's usually 66 to 67 years old, depending on your age. And if you're under full retirement age for the entire year in which you work, this is important, $1 in benefits will be deducted for every $2 in gross wages or self-employment income that you earn above that limit of $15,720 in 2015. And of course, special rules using a monthly limit apply during the year you file benefits. So if it's that monthly limit is a special provision. So again, if you're taking, one of the things I talk to my clients about is really consider in collecting Social Security before full retirement age anyway, because if you collect it at 62, then there's a 30% reduction of benefits that you get anyway. And tack that on to the deduction that they reduce your benefits for, that's pretty much a double whammy. Also, in the year you reach full retirement age, the reduction in benefits is $1 for every $3 earned above the limit of $41,880. And starting in the month you reach full retirement age, there is no limit on earnings. So, for example, for my birthday is in August, and they would that limit deduction of $1 for every $3 would apply for each month up until August. And after August, my full retirement age, then there is no basically penalty or a reduction in benefits. The Social Security Administration may begin to withhold benefits as soon as it determines that your earnings are on track to surpass those annual limits. So a lot of people find this out after the fact, and then they start deducting benefits, and they say, well, whoa, what happened? Well, you need to plan for that up front and know that this RET, or Retirement Earnings Test, is very important when you plan to work before reaching full retirement age. One of the key things, though, even though the RET may seem like a stiff penalty, the deduction in benefits are not really lost. Your Social Security benefit amount is recalculated after you reach full retirement age. For example, if you claim benefits at age 62 and forfeited the equivalent of 12 months worth of benefits by the time you reach the full retirement age of 66 or 67, your benefits will be recalculated as if you retired at 63, so they add those 12 months on. In his case, the benefit reduction will be only 20% instead of 25%, and you would receive this higher benefit for the rest of your life. So what that means is, if you lost 12 months worth of benefits, then they'll add that on and calculate your retirement for, your benefits as if you retired at 63. So, again, that's not like retiring at age 66. You still get that reduction in benefits, but a lot of people from a monthly basis, they don't want to have to wait to 66 to get that money back because that can really affect their budget. Mm-hmm. And the RET, the retirement earnings test only applies to wages and self-employment income, not the income from investments, pensions, or withdrawals from retirement accounts. Regardless of your age, though, keep in mind that you still must pay Social Security and Medicare payroll taxes on your earnings. So if you're working, they still take out Social Security. So, again, we've talked about this before. When you go in and do a retirement analysis, hopefully with a financial advisor, all of this must come into play for your monthly budget. And again, those benefits are tacked on at the end once you reach age 66. But if you're 62 and expecting to get a certain amount of Social Security and work, your benefits are reduced, and that could be a surprise, or it is a surprise for a lot of people. So, again, this is something, we talked about before, that's not on a billboard out there anywhere. A lot of people find it out after they file for Social Security because they need Social Security to make their ends meet, and they also need a job. But, again, they're going to come up short because of the reduction of the monthly benefits in Social Security until they reach age 66.
That's why I thought that was so good, because I know a lot of people find that, okay, I need a few extra dollars. I'll go ahead and get a part-time job. And what you just said, when I was reading the paper, I thought it was so good. I'm like, oh, my goodness, that's something I didn't even know. Because, you might say, okay, this is not enough. There's something I want to do. I want to go on a vacation. I want to get a job, and I'll work about a year. But all of a sudden you start seeing those deductions. So if you're not aware of it, it might, I don't want to say torch your plans, but it probably could if you had that money set aside for something.
Yeah, and what we find, in most cases, not all, in most cases, if an individual can wait until the full retirement age to collect their Social Security, that could be ideal. But things happen. Everybody's going through something. And you need that money from Social Security. But keep in mind that you have to make that adjustment for that retirement earnings test as far as those income limits. So, again, if you're expecting a certain amount per month, that may not necessarily be the case. Mm-hmm. Plus, you're taxed on Social Security and Medicare and income tax on the earnings that you're bringing in each month. So, from 62 to 66, with all that working, it could be still more challenging for you. So,
well, I want to thank you for sharing all this information with us today. If someone wanted just to talk to you about, having a financial plan, where can they reach you?
They can reach me via email, dennis@dennisgoins.com. They can also contact me and reach me through my website, www.dennisgoins.com. And, of course, I have a Facebook page, Dennis Goins and Associates, and also a LinkedIn page, Dennis Goins and Associates.
Well, again, wonderful. Dennis, it's always a pleasure having you on the show, and we look forward to talking with you next week.
Very good. Thank you very much, Lady Charmaine.
Thank you for listening. If you would like to learn more about financial investments, contact Dennis Goins at dennisgoins.com.